Welcome back to another episode of Breaking the Line. I'm Samuel.
And I'm Charleton.
I can't do it. We're not taking a deep dive today. We're taking a dive into the arts of mime and choreography because today, happy April 2nd. I don't know. We're day late.
It's like April Fool's Seth.
Oh,
Cause...
Seth, because it's after, first there's April Fool's Eve, March 31st. Before that, March 30th, is April Fool's Adam.
Because Adam became before Eve.
Right, obviously. Then you have April Fool's, which was yesterday. You should see the video from yesterday if you haven't. Charleton just put the video right here, just to tease. I'm going to put it in the description too, but just make sure that
I'm going to zoom in really far on the video so you can't understand what's going on at all.
And then after Adam and Eve and then April Fool's, you have April Fool's Seth.
Yeah.
So anyway, we have an episode. PB&J, the musical.
Yep. So the kind of short backstory about this song was...
it's a meme. That's the story.
It was designed just because it was supposed to be funny. Every year at the annual Mime Camp in Kansas, we try to do something interesting, something funny or different. And that's been kind of it's been a habit of ours to get into secret projects. And so this was Samuel and my duo mime that we decided to do as one of those secret projects.
It was somewhere after we got... Oh, you want some more? Yeah. Okay, I'll give you some more.
Oh, we have a special guest today.
Yeah, if you want to, have more special guests the week after this.
If you didn't...
Oh, no, actually, Rosalie was going to be our first guest. And now she's been superseded by our true first guest.
Can you introduce yourself?
You say, hi, I'm Unity. We practice this. It's okay. She's growing. Yeah. So yeah, our actual this is guest 0. If Rosalie's one, this is guest 0.
Right. Because technically we recorded the one with Rosalie, which is next week.
Before
I guess spoiler alert.
Oh yeah. No.
And
stay tuned for those ones.
Yeah.
But anyway, PB&J the musical. What we're talking about.
Yeah, so it was designed to be funny and all that, and most of it was written by Samuel. I kind of helped to sift out some of the more detailed stuff, but a majority would be him.
Shout out to my brother and the San Diego area loving ska music. So he introduced me to this band, the B&B All-Stars. They have a great album, one album. It was one amazing album.
One-hit wonder,
One album wonder. It's an amazing track. He gets full of all the good ska bits and comedy. And with that, I listened to this song for a long time and thought, wow, it's really telling a story. Go figure. It's called a musical, even though it was a silly thing about PB&J. So I had all these images in my head, and I'm like, you know what? We need a funny coming out of a intermission type of song. We're going to do this one for Mime Camp just for the fun of it. So Charleton and I, in about an hour and a half, I told him and dumped all the ideas that I had, and we just, we did it. Just made it work. So that's the project that we're going to see today.
Yep.
So it was recorded in Mime Camp 2022. Sure, 2022.
I think that's right. It might be. I don't know.
Future Charleton will confirm it or not.
Yeah.
But irregardless, let's get into it.
You did not just say that.
Bluey? It's not Bluey. Okay, so we lied. It's 2021. So yeah, fun music. Man, this music is a roller coaster. We start building up and going from here. So had a lot of fun implementing a lot of mime technique into this.
There's a lot of very specific and kind of detailed technique that goes into this, absurd song.
I just love that I say hi to my mom and then just slam the door on her. Mom's not a character in the song. Oh no, he's happy. He's making PB&J.
Oh yeah, we had a lot of fun with defining the peanut butter and jelly sandwiches here. Because how do you define something that's so multifaceted as a peanut butter and jelly sandwich?
Yeah, it's just you have the whole course. I think you would call that a course to develop your PB&J.
And then here's the little brother.
What a nerd.
Yeah.
Little touch, Jerry the dolphin making an appearance into it. So one mistake I made here is I was supposed to kind of toss Jerry towards stage right so that it'd be available later, but it'll be an issue later. Nice slow motion moment.
Yep. And then like this moment where my character's like, oh no, I really messed up this time.
And then again,
Get dramatic.
Well, I just really wish you could see it. I had people telling me I had like veins coming through my forehead.
he really did.
And I mean, that was the whole point. I really tried to like be big here. Also, I don't know lyrics for Diddly or Squat, so I thought it said something completely else here. But apparently it just says, I'll stick a kick me sign to your back, and then all your friends will laugh. And I had no idea what those lyrics were saying. So yeah, here's where Charlton's supposed to throw Jerry from the other side as a decoy, to which I then also toss him, classic comedy here.
Oh, and this is a great moment right here where I can't get through the door.
I'm catching my breath. Oh, let me help you with that.
Yeah, we got this.
Yeah,
cool.
Wait,
hang on. That doesn't make sense.
Classic comedy, almost Three Stooges-esque.
And then, because, there's a ministry, we have to do some
the moral
theology.
of the story. Yeah, this is the entire theology of the moment.
Yeah, we'll get into it in the theology section.
Conviction of the Holy Spirit. Wait,
there it is.
That was the entire theology. But you can tell I knew a lot more of the song here, so I did most of the talking that part, and Charlton just went with my ridiculous ideas.
And then here, I like it's like sandwich. The holy sandwich
that came out of nowhere. I didn't make it. It was the last one dropped, so I don't know where this one came from. And then Charlton like throws it in two parts here, like 1, 2, like I don't know what's going on. And the music just is great for the laughter. Like, you and me, let's make it up. Oh, it's so good.
Yep. And so this is probably my favorite part of it, because we get to do something really crazy that made, of course, everybody in the audience laugh.
Oh yeah.
Because I started going all Scooby-Doo on my sandwich, stacking it up like 3 feet high.
Just the idea, and I'm like, oh yeah, normal PB&J, just wipe it off. Not perfect, but by the time we get it all, it was like the technique wasn't terrible here. Like for jamming a 10-foot tall sandwich in your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, because the song has no serious bone in its body, we just have to meme. We're supposed to have a dancing moment. And we're like, what dance do we know?
Yep.
Well,
the classic.
We know the meme virtuoso dance.
Yeah. And so, like, of course, in the audience, everybody's like, oh, really?
It fit in there with enough time. Yeah. No. And then I do love this ending. I feel like it fits to the purpose and message of the song.
Purpose and message.
Quack.
We're a little early.
It time. We got it better the future time.
What a meme.
Yeah, so that's the song.
For better or for worse, that is the song.
Better or worse. Can you clap? Say yay. Did you just eat that?
But Dad, it's tasty.
I'm gonna watch that back and being like, yeah, we're such good, I'm such a good parent, and just watching her just peel this off and eat it. Then people are gonna be concerned. Well, for better or worse, that's the episode. Purpose and message of this masterpiece.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously the purpose is we just wanted to make a funny song, and we did.
Yep.
And it was a comedy song, and it was meant to be like an opener or something.
It's an opener. We used it as a opener for the second half of a presentation.
Yeah.
People come back from a intermission of sorts, but like it is an opener. That's what its purpose is. It has some redemptive arc, if you will. We'll talk about it in theology, but it's mostly just a really silly comedy song with moments to make people laugh and be like, I'm gonna have a good time watching the show.
Yep.
That's its purpose.
Yeah, and like it makes me think about like some old Charlie Chaplin kind of comedy bits where it's like, it's all silent film, and of course most of it doesn't pertain a lot to the lyrics, but some of it does. Like it uses the lyrics to kind of make sure that people understand it's about peanut butter and jelly.
No, absolutely.
But then ultimately
it's more than
silly.
It's metaphorical peanut butter and jelly. It's the bonds of a brotherhood coming together to serve a greater purpose. Okay, I know. So it's a silly way of saying that, because the ending where the PB&J comes together, you're like, that's the metaphorical PB&J. Like if I were to use this at an opener, I would be like, today we're going to not talk about more than PB&J. We're going to talk about the broken relationship of us and God.
And then the unity that the peanut butter and jelly metaphorically brings by uniting two different facets, two different personalities of the peanut butter, which is made of peanuts, and the jelly, which is made of fruit. And they come together in such a perfect harmony.
Because, we too ate from the garden the fruit of the forbidden fruit.
Is that what happened?
Of the jelly? I don't know.
Just going really hard into the allegory. The bread, because Jesus is the bread of life.
Oof. I feel like if this was a junior high group, I would totally do that. I've totally started a Sunday school lesson with so today we're going to talk about my love of triangles, and then I used different shapes to talk about things throughout. But it was silly introduction has its purpose, right? That's why we're here. So then aspects that you liked about the song?
Well, obviously the comedy bit.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of a funny thing, shout outs to Alex, my least favorite friend. Anyways, so Alex and I were kind of the progenitors of randomly doing fun songs at Mime Camp.
Mm-hmm.
So throughout the
Chalex.
years, we've had the Chalex songs. So He Moves, You Move
Mm-hmm.
was originally Alex and I, and throughout the years, every time that we would attend Mime Camp together, he's like, Charleton, we need to do a really funny song. Actually, what's funny is he said we need to do one like JoJo and Jehovah.
This is just like that song.
This is a lot like that song. And, spoilers for upcoming podcasts.
Yeah.
And for JoJo and Jehovah, it's just comedy, but then it's also got a little bit of message. But it's meant to take away a lot of the heaviness that a lot of mime songs have. Because, I love Mime because it's a very versatile ministry. You got a lot of really strong messages that you can portray in Mime, and a lot of theology and different aspects of the gospel that you can highlight. But oftentimes that can get drowned out by you're just punching the audience with such a hardcore message the whole time.
Yeah, we've been guilty of that, especially at public outreaches where we hit 3 hard songs in a row, and they're great, they're good messages, but then if you have no audience, it's kind of problem. So you got to give it to them in a way that's audience focused in how we evangelize. And so doing fun and silly songs with some meaning to the message, it's not nothing, allows people to stay a little longer, and you give them a reason to want to listen to, which I think is appropriate. Yeah,
which we talk about in our presentation lineups, where we talk about the more fun songs at the beginning, moving into more serious songs as we go.
Yep.
It's a great example of that.
No, absolutely.
Yep. Other good things I would say is the technique.
Mm-hmm. Mostly there's a lot of strong moments for technique to be implemented and have fun. It's very clear, it's mime oriented. There are a few moments where it's kind of dialogue driven. I would put that as the negative side, but still, especially that whole bridge section, just the obstacle course that we can create out of Mime. It's kind of like Mime Tunnel in some ways.
In some respects. Yep. And then as much as this is, of course, just a silly song, something that I do also appreciate about it is it has a story arc.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times what you can get into problems with on not even just funny songs, but songs in general, is that there isn't a progressive story. With this, it's there's clearly a fractured relationship between the two brothers. But then by the end, they're unified.
Yeah, right. You have the setup, guy loves PB&J. That's the first verse and chorus. You have the kind of the breaking of that, the tension in the plot of the sandwich being stolen and then destroyed, messed up. And then you have the resolution of them forgiving each other because of Jesus wagging his finger.
Yeah.
It's exactly how that goes always.
Yeah.
And then the, kind of ramifications of that. You got that 3-act structure, and it's beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Really is. And I don't know. I appreciate it.
has a not only a purpose, but a decent message, and I think it works well to that end. As far as critiques go, it is a little bit sign to song. You're not going to get the whole message apart from the lyrics in some regard. I think you'll get most of it, but there's definitely a few, the main guy just talks and dramatically says the things. There's some fun elements to that, but it is kind of just how the song was choreographed.
Yeah. did choreograph this in like an hour. So
Right,
there
right.
are some sloppy aspects of it, which just as a result of, a rushed choreography,
Right.
it happens.
If I were to have another opportunity, I would throw a third character that's only in it for like 20 seconds at the beginning. Mom coming home with PB&J and like opening up the door, or guy opens up the door, takes the PB&J, and then mom's like left on the corner, and then you just go off stage.
It would be hilarious if like the mom is there at the door the entire song. She just like is knocking on the door every once in a while.
Like you then see her just be like trying to call on the phone. I don't know. We implement some of that. Then mom sits down on the chair. I don't know if you could do it as a first run through, but if people are familiar with the song and then you throw that character in, that'd be a good spice.
Yeah, that'd be such a meme for that song, because it's like, usually that's like a setup for like some great, payoff later, but it's like, no, she just is stuck outside
the whole time,
the entire time.
Yeah, the high five of the sandwich, and then the mom still out there in the group. That'd be beautiful. But yeah, that would be my biggest critique. It's just some of the dead moments filled by gesturing signs.
Yeah. Of course, I feel like an obvious critique is the message of the song is a bit weak. It's not meant to be strong, so I don't know if I can really count it that
It's
many
hard
points.
as a critique, but yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it is an aspect. Like, of course, we want to have good messages. We want people to understand the gospel through it. And while it does have a
gospel-ish message,
it has a message of sorts, sort of, kind of, I guess.
Could you use this as an ending song? No, you can't. But you could, a Christian application song. Hear me out. No.
Listening? Go on.
Yeah, because the application of how Jesus restores relationship within like his church.
No. Okay. So anyways.
Yeah, solve that problem. Okay.
Yeah. But then, so a lot of my criticism comes down to like the nature of the song itself, not the technique, because the technique's fun. I feel like if we got rid of some of the sloppy aspects of the choreography because it was choreographed so fast, that would solve a lot of those issues. So, but ultimately, I honestly like this song. Yeah. I know a lot of people had a great time on it, so can't really criticize.
When you hear laughter from the audience, you're like, yep, that it hit its goal.
Yep.
Theologically as well, I feel like it has a for what theology is there, it's solid. You got the broken relationship, and Jesus is like, get your act together. And it almost feels like Paul in Philippians 4:2 when he's like, and those two women like work out your problems. Okay, move it on. Like it's one verse, it's all you get. You're like, well, apparently they knew there was a problem and they needed to work it out, and so Paul said, do that.
It reminds me of I think it was Charles Spurgeon. There was an article that like from, I don't know if it was a newspaper or something, that flew out of somebody's window and reached this one lady, and she read that one little portion of an article and came to Christ because of it. And then, that article was written by Spurgeon. And it just like, it makes me think about things like that, where it's like, there's that very effectual calling where,
if you would,
Jesus comes up and he's like, change your ways. And then people are like, all right.
For some, it's that simple.
For some of that, it's that simple. For many, 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 many others, it's not. But that's what it reminds me of.
That's fair.
Yep.
So then let's rate it. All right. Can you say clarity, difficulty, style? Say clarity. Here, can you say it into the mic? Say clarity, difficulty, style. Good job.
Nice. Good job.
All right. So clarity. The message is clear. Like, it's a little crazy of a message.
Yeah,
but
it's a bit ridiculous.
And it's somewhat dependent on the lyrics. But overall, even if you didn't have the lyrics, you'd be like, I think they're making a sandwich. You'd be like, okay, if you didn't have the lyrics or the music, you'd be like, what are they doing? Oh, he's making a sandwich. Oh, he broke the sandwich. Oh, that you're mad at it. Like, you would get all those elements. So
yeah, like ultimately the sandwich aspect, like I could be just hyper spiritualizing it. I feel like if it didn't have the lyrics, you could really feel the sandwich being a metaphor for something else.
Really?
Because we lean into the absurdity of it being a peanut butter and jelly sandwich song. I feel like if we didn't have that, it might be a clearer song.
Maybe.
You know, like I don't know. I don't know if they.
I don't know. It's really funny to think about.
That's straight. But I'm just thinking out loud.
And then it doesn't give as many points off for being a simple message. I feel like it's not like Jesus loves you kind of message. I think you got the whole story arc. So I feel clarity is pretty good. I'm going to give it an 8.
Yeah, I was thinking of giving it probably a 7, maybe an 8. Give it a 7.2.
7.2.
23871. No, I'm going to give it a 7.
7, nice.
Yep.
Not bad for a mime we just threw together.
Yeah, for an absurd mime that was created for the memes, it's not bad.
Yeah, I think some clarity and some positioning, you could add a little bit to it, but overall people are going to get the message. Difficulty, a lot of mime technique, so that would be the element that needs to be most clear, especially for the funny things, and then a lot of characterization. In order to get people to laugh at the anger section, you have to like have a big facial expression, or when he's doing the I'm sorry for all the things I've done, having a big dramatic
being
sigh.
Overly dramatic the whole time.
Right, the music goes places and the character has to follow. So similarly, I think I would give it a difficulty. You're like melting, girl. I would give a higher difficulty rating for all those reasons. I'm gonna give it a 7.
7.
It's a lot of mime technique that needs to be clear. You know, you got the whole running away sequence, the door, the ladder, the elements that needs to be in the same place. There's a door in the song. Automatically gets some technical points. It's no backflips, but I feel like 7's maybe high, but it's good. It's difficult.
This is the thing, though.
For your character.
No. I was saying for the song, like, I was going to give it like a 9 because it requires so much technique, so much specific technique and characterization, just like all the things that you said, which is why I would give it a 9. Because like I think about just take a random scene, the one where we're making peanut butter and jelly sandwiches together. Like all of the definition that we have to give to each of the jars, the knife, the
handing off back to each other.
And then like shoving it down into my mouth and stuff like that. Like those are all very specific and crazy things to do, which is why I'm saying like I'd give it like a 9 on difficulty.
That's fair. Yeah.
You know, for it to look good, it's a very technical song.
The looking good aspect is part of where the difficulty lies. You know, you can throw it together, but then the clarity would suffer greatly. It really is reliant upon that. Meaning it is actually difficult. Yeah. So then style. Styling pretty good.
150.
It's pretty good style. Like the energy into the song. And I know we're biased because it's our song, but like
I mean, there is a little bit of bias, but like looking at it as objectively as possible, I talked about like, is it breaking bounds? There's no other song about peanut butter. So it is a very unique song.
It's very unique. And there's not a ton of, I'm trying to think, songs that are openers that use a lot of mime technique. You got like Larger Than Life, Jojo Jehovah. There's a few that fit the category, but like not a ton that use mime technique to this degree to tell that story arc. So yeah, style's pretty good.
Yeah,
I think I'd give it an 8.
I was kind of leaning 8 or 9. I'll probably give it an 8 because I feel like the style is missing because of the lack of an implementation of an effective gospel message. I feel like I'd probably take the style a little bit away.
Right. You could have more from Jesus. I think part of it is still added to by him being almost over the top silly rather than like he could do something more effectual and like serious, but I feel like at that point you're taken away even though it's more literal, if you would.
Yeah, and so while once again I wouldn't say that this is a problem that we need to remove from it. It's like, well, I feel like while the song is phenomenal and hilarious and does a bunch of ridiculous things, at the same time, it does lose aspects of that because this is a ministry and that's ultimately our goal, right?
Right.
So if that isn't accomplishing that, then it gets negative points from me. But nevertheless, I still give it an 8 because it is breaking bounds. It is ridiculous. It is a good opener if we give it the function of an opener.
Yep.
So yeah, that's
I think it's a really good like second to last song where you're going to hit them hard with your gospel message.
Yeah, you do PB&J and then you do Via Dolorosa right afterwards.
Yeah, easy, done. PB&J and then bombs away. No, just get real hard. No, but ultimately, we'll let you decide in the comments. Talk to us. We're lonely down there.
There's probably at least 0 people down there.
You could be the first. Just be the first commenter. Be like first.
Yep, just say first.
Sadly, I'll be the first one because got you. What?
Then say second.
Whatever. Say stuff down there. There's a word for that when you want them to engage to
mash that like scribe.
Oh yeah, mash that like scribe.
Oh yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, do it.
The like scribe. You should mash it.
Mash it.
Yep.
Do it. All right. So that's our episode. Can you say goodbye, Unity? All right.
Bye.
Not to Charleton.
Bye, Unity.
Say
See you
goodbye
later.
to the camera. Can you say bye? Yeah, we're gonna say breaking the line. We practiced this, remember? Say I'm Unity. Say I'm Unity. And I'm Samuel.
And I'm Charleton.
Can you say breaking the line? Go. Breaking the line. Let's do it. Breaking the line.
Close enough.
Adorable.
Watch.
Watch? Yeah. Here, we'll let you watch Bluey.
Bluey, full episodes.
That's not full episodes.
Oh my gosh, live in 8 hours. Wait a second.
Wait a minute. That's not helpful. We'll just let that run. You got an advertisement to get through because I don't.
Ashley Furniture.
Brought to you by. This has a lot of sponsors this episode.